Hi, well, I'm out here doing some maintenance on my Scag Turf Tiger today, and I was going to show you where some hard to reach grease fittings on this machine are located. A lot of people don't realize these grease fittings are on this mower, or they may know they're there, but they just simply forget about greasing them because you just really can't see them all that easily. So the best way to get to these grease fittings is to pull this tire and wheel off, which I've already done on this side of the mower. Another thing that you can do before you grease the mower, I'll show you what you can do. Let me go for the other side. I haven't pulled this tire wheel off yet. But if you'll see, right up in there, in that area right there between the frame and the tire, you can see all that grass and dirt and debris that's up in there. What happens is over time, that grass and dirt and debris just gets stuck up in there, and you just can't hardly get it out without pulling that tire and wheel off. So what I'll do is periodically, a couple, 2 or 3 times a year, during the mowing season, I'll pull that tire and wheel off, and I'll clean all that grass and debris out of there, which I've already done on this side. And then I'll take my air hose and just spray it out real good and make sure it's good and clean. I don't necessarily think that stuff hurts anything by it being up in there. It's just something that I just like to try to do every now and then to keep it as clean as possible. And then while I've got the tire and wheel off, I'll get to these hard to reach grease fittings and grease them real good, and I'll show you where they're located at on this mower right now. So you've got one fitting right here that you can get to, and then you've got another fitting right there on that support arm just above the roller. And then I'm going to get underneath the mower right here. You can't see this one all that well from this angle, but right in here in this U-joint, you've got a fitting in there. And you may have to spin the blades in order to turn this shaft in order to get to that fitting. But you just got to go up, just spin your blades around, and it'll turn that shaft around where you can see it. And then, of course, you've got a fitting, that fitting there and this fitting here. You've got the same on the other side of the mower. And then I'm actually going to walk around here and get down back on this side. If you'll look, let's see, get the camera up in there, right there, on the shaft itself, you've got a fitting right there that you can see. And then back here on the back part of the shaft in this U-joint, you've got a fitting right there as well. You can see right there. And that's the same as the front U-joint. And then the last one is actually up underneath the mower in the back. And get this, there you go, right there. You can see it right here in that housing. That's the housing, shaft housing right there. There's a fitting right there. And it's kind of hard to get to. You kind of got to get down at a right angle, but the best way I have found to get to it is right here on the back. You've got this opening right here. Is just to stick the grease gun right through here, and then you can take the hose from the grease gun and reach it through there. Come right through here with it, and then attach it right here to your fitting, and then you can grease that fitting. So those are some grease fittings that are just hard to get to. And the good thing is they don't have to be done all that often. I think the book, the owner's manual, calls for every 100 hours on all of them, except for, I think it's this one and the one underneath the mower back there on that housing. I think it actually calls for every 40 hours on those two. I told you wrong. I'm sorry. I'm just now looking at the manual. It's not this one. It's the one that's on the shaft, on that drive shaft. It's every 40 hours. and then the other one is in the one in the back is every 40 hours as well. So 100 hours on all of them except for the one on the shaft and the one on the shaft housing. So, and you can look in your owner's manual. There's a diagram in there that shows you where all these fittings are located on your mower, as well as the other fittings. There's several other fittings on this mower as well, but most of them you can see pretty easily from, just from the outside of the mower, without having to take the tire and wheel and stuff off. And then it also tells you in there how often to grease them and what kind of grease to use, because sometimes some of these fittings actually take a little bit different grease. I know most of them take just regular chassis grease, but then the other one, I think the ones that you grease more often, like the 40-hour ones, they actually take just a regular lithium multi-purpose grease. So, but anyway, just a little tip I thought to give you if you happen to own one of these mowers. It's the Scag Turf Tiger. Maybe this little tip here will help you. Thanks for watching. All right, well, here's what I was talking about. I just pulled the tire and wheel off this side of the mower that I haven't cleaned out yet. See all that grass and all this dirt and debris and stuff, it just gets caught up in there. As you can see, it's just a big glob of stuff, and it just gets caught up in there, and it builds up around all of this. And I just like to try to keep it cleaned out periodically. So like I said, the easiest thing to do is just pull the tire and wheel off to get to it. It's real easy to do. I just pulled this one off. It just takes a 13/16 size socket, and just pull the lugs off, pull the tire and wheel off, and then it'll expose all this. I just use a little small floor jack and sit it right there on the frame, jack a mower up, and then pull the tire and wheel off, and then you can get to this and get it all cleaned out and grease those fittings. So, hope this helps.